Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to be going over some pre-RV trip maintenance guidelines that you want to follow before you hit the road. Just some quick maintenance tips that will help ensure once you hit the road, your RV is in tip-top shape and you are ready and set up for a successful road trip where you hopefully won't run into any issues. My name is Staci Ritchie-Roman. I am the Marketing Director for Wholesale Warranties. Again, thank you so much for being here. We're going to be going over the top 5 maintenance items for your RV, but we also want to hear from you. So we know that we have an active and very helpful group of RV travelers on our Facebook. If you have a top RV maintenance tip that you want to share, especially with the many new RVers that are joining the community, please do so in the comments below. We're excited to have you and we're excited to hear from you. Okay, so let's jump in. So we're going to be going over some checklist areas for your RV. The first area we're going to talk about is your engine. So of course, this is a little more specific to motor homeowners, but if you are traveling in a towable RV, you want to make sure that your tow vehicle's engine is in good condition too, so it's something to think about. First, let's talk about your battery. I think we have all had the issue of getting in our car in the morning and having somewhere to go and our battery is dead. You don't want to have that issue when you're trying to hit the road for a vacation, you're excited, and then you find out that your battery is dead. Just make sure that's in working condition before you actually get ready to leave for your trip. Something else that you're going to want to look at is your oil levels. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to levels. We're going to talk transmission, power steering, engine coolant, engine oil, windshield washer fluid, brake fluid, generator oil. There's a lot to think about here. And so a lot of people will choose to have these types of things covered or checked out by an RV mechanic, a mobile mechanic, or maybe your local repair shop. That's what I would do. I am not a mechanically inclined person, so I want somebody who knows more than me, keeping an eye out for things like that. You can do your own maintenance and check those fluids if that is something that you're familiar with. Specifically with changing your engine oil, I think that's a maintenance task that a lot of us are familiar with. Make sure that you're going by your manufacturer guidelines in your owner's manual for your rig on when and how often to change that oil. There are so many different rigs, so many different types of engines. So it's important that you're following the owner's manual that's specific to you and the rig that you're traveling in. Something else when it comes to engine maintenance checks is going to be filters. So oil, air, and fuel filters. You want to make sure you check and clean those before you head out and replace them if you need to. So we've talked about the engine. Let's look at the outside of your rig now. So we're talking exterior checks. A few of these items are actually really important for safety. So that's going to be things like your tires. Check your tire pressure before you hit the road. Keep an eye out for signs of wear and tear. Make sure you're replacing your tires when your tread is getting low. It is a big safety issue for RV travelers. It's also really expensive to replace those if you have an issue while you're traveling. So if you don't replace them and your tread is really low and you blow a tire, unfortunately, you often blow more than one. It's very scary to have that happen while you're traveling, especially in a big rig. So keep an eye on your tires. And unfortunately, even with tires in perfect condition, you just never know what you're going to hit while you're traveling. Literally, you may hit a road hazard. You may have a tire blowout. And again, it's expensive and it's usually more than one tire. So we might recommend something like an RV tire and wheel protection program. It's a relatively inexpensive upfront cost, and it's going to cover you for a few years, $0 deductible. Let somebody else pay for those expensive tires. Check out wholesalewarranties.com for more information on that. Okay, back to our exterior checks. Tires are in good condition. Let's look at lights. Make sure all of your lights are functioning, headlights, taillights, turn signals. You want to make sure someone is outside checking that those are working how you expect them to. Something else you may want to do is clean your headlights. These tend to get dirty and fogged over time, especially if you've been traveling a lot, and that will reduce the brightness. If you're traveling somewhere that you haven't been before, you maybe are planning to do some of your driving at night, it's really important that your lights are working at peak condition, keep everybody safe and comfortable. A couple other things to look at, your entry steps. If you have automatic steps, make sure that those are functioning properly. And something as basic as your front door. Is your lock working? Is everything secure, closing, and you're able to go to the campground, set up, and then leave, and you feel comfortable leaving your RV behind, that everything is locked up and working well? So you can, go on a hike, go fishing, check out a local farmer's market. You probably didn't travel in your RV just to sit in it, although that sounds fairly relaxing as well. But if you want to go out and have those adventures, you want to make sure that everything is secure back at home. Another thing, especially if you're traveling in unfamiliar territory, weather can be hard to predict. And so make sure your windshield wipers are in good condition. You just never know when you're going to hit an unexpected rainstorm. And that's a really important thing for safety while traveling. And then seals. So there are a ton of seals when it comes to the many, many components in your RV. But when we're talking exterior checks and something that you want to keep maintenance up on, we're actually talking about weather stripping. And so that's going to be the seals around your slide outs and your windows that keep the weather out. These tend to deteriorate and crack over time, and that allows the weather to get in, and it can result in very pricey water damage. So it's a good thing to keep an eye out and make sure that everything is working well, that those look like they're in good condition, and if they're not, that you're replacing those before you travel. Take a brief pause here just to thank you again for joining us and remind you that we would love to hear your maintenance tips as well. This is a helpful and amazing community, and there are a ton of new RVers who could really use tips from the seasoned vets in the crowd. But everybody could use a refresher on maintenance, right? It's so important. So please leave your #1 maintenance tip below, or even just something that's part of your pre-trip planning process, that checklist where you feel, okay, once everything is checked off here, I am ready and excited to hit the road. Share those tips below. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, so we talked about engine and exterior checks. Let's go to the interior of our coach and do some maintenance. Slide outs. This is a great thing to check before you hit the road and make sure that the slide mechanism is working properly. I can tell you that as a warranty company, one of the top claims that we pay, both in price and frequency, is on slide outs. They just fail. And it's one of those things that if you can make sure it's working properly now before you hit the road, you don't have to deal with it once you have set up in a campground, you're ready to relax, you're trying to get those slide outs and they just don't go. Or they go out and they don't come back in, which can be equally as frustrating. So check those before you leave. If there is an issue, make sure that you're having maintenance or a repair performed before you hit the road. A couple other things to check out: propane gas, make sure you're filled up and you have everything that you're going to need for your trip. And safety first, a fire extinguisher. Please make sure that you are traveling with one, store it in an easy access location, and make sure everybody that's traveling with you knows where it is. A couple other things, hot water heater. You don't want to shower with cold water. Run your water briefly before you leave. Make sure that you are hitting those optimal temperatures. Other end of the spectrum, your refrigerator. Make sure you give it a couple of hours to cool down and that it's hitting the temperature you expect it to, so that you don't have to deal with food spoilage. Also on your refrigerator, there's a lot of cleaning, especially on the back of the refrigerator, that can extend the life of your fridge. Really good maintenance to perform that a lot of people forget about. And those refrigerators, again, one of those top warranty claims that we see. They're very pricey to replace or repair. So keep it in good condition now. You may not have to worry about that. Okay, let's move on to some amenities or accessories or things that really make your home on wheels a home. Your awnings. Before you leave, check for rips and tears in fabric and make sure that it's well secured before you hit the road so that you don't run into any issues while you're on the road. Again, something that really makes your house a home and maybe a work from home, especially in our current situation. Make sure your antenna and Wi-Fi connection is good. You have everything that you need to to successfully work from home, make a call, surf the web, whatever you're going to need to do if you are planning to work from home, or just stay in touch with family while you're traveling. So antenna and Wi-Fi, good thing to double check before you leave. And then your generator, check fuel levels and your energy input and output. Make sure it's working as you expect it to. Super important if you're planning to boondock, but always an important backup thing to have while you're traveling, even if you're staying in a campground with full hookup. And then last but not least, everybody's favorite thing to do is clean your rig. Inside, outside, make sure you are cleaning cabinets, dishes, rugs, blinds, getting all the dust out, especially if your RV has been sitting for a while. You want to make sure you're cleaning, getting everything in tip-top shape so you can enjoy and relax while you're on your vacation. Another thing that tends to happen when our RVs are sitting for a while is critters will take up residence while you're not using it. Check for signs of pest activity. Nobody invited them on your trip. take care of that before you go. Clean the whole outside of your rig. Again, cleaning things like the back of your refrigerator or those headlights, taillights can really make for optimal usage of your rig while you're traveling. Okay, so that was a lot. I know that was a lot. I don't expect you to take notes. We have all of this written down for you in a blog. Head over to wholesalewarranties.com, check out our blog for this RV maintenance pre-planning, pre-trip planning checklist, and also a ton of other great RV information. So we've got a ton of stuff on our blog, from warranty-specific information to maintenance information, and great hikes that you'll find while traveling, great places to visit. Wealth of information there. I think every RVer should check it out. So make sure you head over there and make sure you're doing your maintenance. It's super important. It's a key part of RV ownership. It'll help you prevent issues while you're traveling, make sure your rig is in good condition, and that you're able to really go and enjoy your vacation instead of worrying about how things are functioning within your rig. And I would be remiss if I didn't also mention another great way to protect your investment is to get an RV warranty. All the maintenance in the world, unfortunately, cannot prevent breakdowns. These rigs are very mechanical, complex machines that are traveling. And so you're just going to run into issues. Things wear down over time. We have unexpected breakdowns regularly. So let somebody else pick up the tab. Let us pay for it. If you are interested in finding out what that means, what that peace of mind might cost for you, get a free personalized quote for a policy that makes sense for you and how you use your RV. You can visit wholesalewarranties.com, give us a call, 800-939-2806, or you can text wholesale to 474747. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to leave your maintenance tips below, and we'll see you next time. Whether you're planning to hit the road tomorrow, you're on it now, or you're hitting the road in a couple of weeks, we hope you have happy, safe, and wonderful travels. See you next time.